I've gotten a ton of questions recently about what people should do with their sparks of creation, so today I wanted to go over the best things to craft for Havoc and Vengeance Demon Hunter in Season 1 of Dragonflight. Before we get to that though, a lot of my viewers aren't subscribed, so if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, consider hitting the subscribe button. A ton of great content is going to come out over the next few weeks. Also, Discord and Twitch links are in the description. Follow those if you want, but enjoy the video. Alright, so here we are. I'm in the crafters area here, and today we're going to talk about what you can do with your sparks there, sparks of creation, the best things to spend them on, your embellishments, all that stuff for both Havoc and Vengeance. We're going to start off with Havoc, and I think the way I'm going to show it for now is I'm going to pull up crafting orders here. I'll show you the best thing for both right away, and that is going to be the Elemental Lariat. So this neck right here is really, really crazy. So if we look at it, random stat 1, random stat 2, it has a socket, and then equip. Your spells and abilities have a chance to empower one of your socketed elemental gems, granting 4 and 7 of their associated stat for 12 seconds. This is at 302 eye level, so this does scale with eye level. At a higher eye level, this proc will do much more stats. You get a lot more. So why is this good? Well, first off, it's a neck that you can choose to have the stats you want on. So for Havoc, you can make this crit mastery. For Vengeance, you can make this haste crit or haste verse very, very easily. You just have to put a missive in here. Other than that, the proc itself is just really, really strong. So because of a thing called tiered medallion setting for jewel crafters, you can actually put 3 sockets on this as well. You can do it for all necks, but because of the fact that, this is probably a really good neck, you can just throw 3 sockets into it immediately. And the stat buff is actually really strong. So what it looks at is your socketed elemental gems, right? So if I open up mine, now mine's only 402, whatever, I'm going to upgrade it soon. But you can see here that I have Mastery Major and Crit Minor gems. The reason for that, if I open up my thing even further, is that these gems are fire gems, right? So basically what you want to do is you want to put the gems in your gear associated with the stat you want in their minor. So effectively, Crit Minor are fire gems, Haste Minor are wind, Mastery Minor are earth, and then I believe Verse Minor are frost or something like that. I don't know, I don't use Verse. But basically, this neck is so good because A, it just gives you your choice of stats really, really easily, right? Because of your missives. And then also it gives you just such a strong proc. The proc is roughly 20 to 30% uptime of a large amount of crit. So this is going to be the one you want to pick up first. This is really, really, really powerful. For Havoc from there, you don't really need any other of the embellishments. So there's a lot of other options for you to get for crafted gear. So if we just look at armor, leather, we'll just scroll through a little bit. There's like Talk to Thorn foot wraps and all these like the sets and stuff. But you don't really end up wanting to use those because there's actually a better thing that you can get, which is going to be your blue silken lining. So I have this on a belt right now. Again, the belt's not maximum, whatever. I'm going to recraft it later. But it greatly improves the comfort of your gear, allowing you to enter a zone of focus while over 90% health, granting you 200 mastery at this eye level, but obviously it goes up. And this is up fairly often. And the reason why this is really strong is because you're going to end up having it like on pull. You're going to end up having it on different packs. You'll have it with lust. You have it during safe parts of the fight. You end up with it normally about 60 to 70%, maybe a bit less, but the uptime of it is really, really strong. The other thing you can do is going to be Fang. I don't have a Fang on me here, but I'll pop it up on screen. So boom, Fang right up on screen there. This goes on weapons. However, this is only really good in pure single target, right? So if you're fighting just one thing, there's no ads, none of that stuff. The reason that I'm talking about this at all is because, if you are having some trouble on Taros, you can sink a Fang into there. But you do lose out on powerful things like either the Lariat or the Zone of Comfort there. So I wouldn't recommend doing Fang. I do think that the Silken Lining is going to be better in more scenarios and more useful in those scenarios. But really, do what you want, whatever. From there, you have your 2 embellishment slots. What else can you do? So I have a weapon. Weapons are going to be very, very valuable. Weapons are super, super powerful and strong. Mine's 418 because I'm crazy with it. That's a joke. And I also have the increased duration of well-fed bonuses from Dragon Owl's meals by 100%, and they persist through death. So this is the food pouch. I'll pop it up on screen here. You can just buy it from the auction house. I think they're really expensive now, though. You should have bought them sooner if you didn't. This is an embellishment that doesn't count towards your maximum cap, so you can use this even with 2 other embellishments, like your Lariat, like your Lifebound Belt. I have it on a weapon. Weapons are a really powerful crafted thing. Other things you can look into are engineering items. So I personally have the engineering wrists, and I have the socketed B-res in them. Now, I goofed these a little bit, and I don't have a safety component in it, which I'm going to work on recrafting. Safety components are really, really important so that they actually work. But if you're an engineer and you put the right stuff in here, having a B-res is very, very valuable. Other items that could work are going to be like a chest. In our best setup, we actually have the crafted chest because tier chest isn't very good for us. It's haste verse. We don't want either of those stats. I put my thing on a belt because my belt was a big upgrade, and belt's also really good. Things that are good as well, boots are a good area to craft in, just in general, because they have decent enough stat, allocations to them. And then things like wrists you could craft in, but wrists are pretty bad. Same with cloaks, they're pretty bad. Rings are going to be high value impacts for your crafts. Rings have a lot of stats. My rings are pretty decent right now. Obviously, eye level is low, but, not too worthwhile to craft them at this moment. So another thing you could do to look at what you want to end up crafting, especially for Havoc, is to just go up on on raid bots here, and you can do a drop optimizer sim for your mythic items, for your crafted items. So this is showing all the 418 items here. I will tell you, and I will let you know, that this can't sim the embellishments. So you see here, I have the embellishment on my belt. It doesn't really show up here. So you're going to see that these boots, Slime Explosion 418, are going to be a bigger upgrade than otherwise they would be. Realistically, the belt with, or not the belt, but an item with Zone of Focus with the blue silken lining is going to be better for Havoc than any of the other embellishments. But you can see here, and you can just sim after you get your 2 embellishment slots, kind of what the best upgrade is. So we can see here that boots are going to probably be the best for me. 2 weeks from now, if I don't get a boot upgrade, I'll probably work on crafting those. Rings are also pretty good. But you can kind of just sim and see what your worst slots are and see what the robot recommends you upgrade with. But again, I wouldn't use this for embellishments. For Havoc, your best embellishments are going to be Lariat and are going to be something with blue silken lining on them. Because again, Raybots doesn't really have a way of working that in. But that's it for Havoc. So kind of really, get your Lariat, then get your blue silken lining item, and then kind of just go with your best items. Weapons are really, really good. The wrists, like I said, are going to be, where are they? Here are going to be a really good option for you. And then you can kind of just sim and see what your sim tells you to get. Rings are good, boots are good, belts are good. If you have tier without chest is really good. Just stuff like that. It's going to end up working really well for you in the end, and you'll have some really nice, easy to get 418 gear. So we'll move on to Vengeance now, and I want to talk about Vengeance a little bit. So for Vengeance, the best item you're going to want to pick up is, again, going to be the Elemental Lariat. Now, the Elemental Lariat, I talked about it in the Havoc section. Really, really good neck. You want to give it your haste and verse, or haste and crit, and slop in those gems that have either haste, crit, or verse minor. Haste proc is probably the best for you, but if you want a little bit more survivability with versatility, you could do that, or a little bit more damage with crit, you could do that. But again, this gem, this neck, crazy. To get 3 sockets, again, you have to use the tier medallion setting for necks, and really, like, this item is so crazy. You cannot go wrong having it on any class, any spec. It's just, you get to choose the stats you have with it. It's a really, really strong neck. The uptime is like 30% on the buff. It is crazy strong. From there, the other items you want to end up crafting, Flaring Cowl actually has a lot of value for Vengeance. And there's a few reasons for that. One, the helm, which I can show you guys that have it, is pretty bad. High mastery is not what you want for Vengeance. This haste, is haste. This helm, is haste mastery again. But fire damage is a lot of stuff that you do as Vengeance. You do a lot of things that boost your fire damage. So Flaring Cowl actually works out to be really, really good for you. It also gives you more things to proc your Diurna ring or your filial duty ring to get more of that damage and more of that shield. If you don't want to go with the Flaring Cowl, say you want to use other things, then the same stuff applies. Weapons are really, really good. They provide a lot of survivability, a lot of stuff like that. Belts are really good. NG wrists or NG helm for Vengeance specifically are really, really powerful. So to get the engineering helm, you do need here, let me get it for you. Engineering helm, you do need to be an engineer. I'm pretty sure only engineers can have this. Yep, requires engineering 1. But, you can get 1 stat. You can choose it to be haste or crit or verse, whatever you want. Probably haste. And then you can put a socket in there to get a B-res or one of the other tinker sockets. I would recommend B-res. It's probably going to be the strongest. And then finally, it's just really, really powerful. But finally, if you don't want to go with any of those, especially since this is not actually a embellishment slot, then the best things for you are going to be your armor spikes or your Fang. Armor Spikes is a bit better than M+. Fang's a bit better. And single target. I'll throw them both up on screen. But you can put those in like a belt or a weapon or what else is good? I guess like boots are good. Rings are really powerful. And like I showed for Havoc, if you wanted to, you could go on and you could sim Drop Optimizer for damage. Again, you can't sim tankiness with this stuff, but this is my Havoc sim. But if you want to see some damage, you can sim it on Drop Optimizer to see what the highest damage options are. Again, keeping in mind that your embellishments here are going to be a little bit skewed. You don't really want to follow what they say, because you can't put the embellishments like Zone of Focus or Dagger, or Fang or Armor Spikes into the actual system. So you're just going to kind of want to see what the next item is best for you. So that's kind of a little bit of a breakdown for Sparks. So in conclusion, you really want to make sure that you are having Elemental Lariat as your first one. And then from there, for Havoc, you want Blue Silken Linen. For Vengeance, you want Flare and Cowl. And then just fill out the rest with low item level slots that you think you can get the best use out of. That's kind of just going to be the best way to craft with your Sparks. I don't have any, but that's just going to be the best way to turn those Sparks into valuable gear for you. Again, crafting orders, find crafters on your server, all that kind of jazz. And you will end up being on the way to having really good gear really easily as a Vengeance or Havoc Demon Hunter. I hope this video helped you out. If you were a little confused about what to craft, wondering what you should do, I really hope this helped you out. Otherwise, though, I hope you enjoyed the video. I really, really do. I put some time into it. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe. Discord and Twitch links are in the description as well. Drop those a follow. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.